Hi, it's Charlie giving you Friday's live trading. It's actually 1:45 in the afternoon. I started the video this morning when with the traders in the room. I'm still with the traders in the room, but there really wasn't anything in particular that I could find as a setup to get myself interested in to trade this morning. So I thought, well, I'm around all day today. Kim's away for a week, so I'm covering off the morning session and the afternoon session in our trading room. So I'm here this afternoon, and so I thought, well, I'll just record whatever it is that happens here this afternoon through the big news. So what I thought I'd start off by doing is just a little bit of higher time frame analysis to put you in the picture of what I'm going to be looking to do here. So let me just bring up my e-signal charts. I'm just going to run through a couple of the main markets. I'm starting off here with the euro dollar, and because it's interesting, I've had some lovely upside moves on the euro dollar, as many of you know, this year, but the last week or two not really been closed out of last week while I was away, and that was it. And then since then I've been trying to short it. We can see we've got a nice little trend channel in play here on the daily charts, and we've reached the upper side of the trend channel, and in fact have gone higher. So I'm still looking for a pullback on the euro dollar. Now, I'm sure lots of people are looking for a pullback on the euro dollar, but I can't help that now. It's coming to resistance at the monthly 50 moving average. So it's at the monthly 50, and it's overstretched. We know it's overbought. It's on the outside of this trend channel. Usually with trend channels, when a market, if it's a steep trend channel like this one, then usually if a market comes to one side, it will end up coming back down to the lower trend channel line, and usually will break that as well. And then it can then work its way. It doesn't mean it has to go down in the opposite direction forever, but it could break that and then work its way back up, and then the trend channel has been satisfactorily disrupted. So I'm still looking for a break on the euro dollar to come down to this lower trend channel line down here. We've also got the monthly pivot will be down in the 116s as well, 116.30 or so off the top of my head. But anyway, that's down in that zone as well. So I'm looking for downside, so a pullback on the euro dollar at the moment. That's the weekly chart. So again, it's straddling above the weekly 200, but it's primed. It's absolutely primed for this to come back down and close like with a shooting star or something like that. But the big consideration is that I am looking at this from a counter trend perspective, because obviously the trend has been up, but in my view we've hit enough, satisfactorily hit resistance, and I'm looking for signs to get short. And we have got some of those signs. We've had some divergences on the 4-hour chart. This is the 4-hour time frame. Forget the purple lines. They just show me the prior day's highs and the prior day's lows. So I do think it's primed for a down move. I could be completely wrong, and the euro fires up to the upside. But so what am I going to do therefore when we get to 130? It's 12.49 now. Well, if the euro does fire to the upside, I won't be buying it. I'll just stand back and I won't trade it, because I just can't trade it at this specific point when it's hit these key higher time frame resistance levels. So if it wants to go without me and carry on and break up and follow through to the upside, so be it. And it wants to go to 120, so be it. I miss out. What I will be looking for is, if it did break to the upside, I'd be looking for the potential for a reversal, and then be trading to the short side if it did something like that. Or if it started to come down, then I'll be looking to just jump on the short side as well. So whatever way I cut it, I'm looking for a short. Now let's go to the dollar yen, because I am going to be trading this dollar yen as well. The dollar yen, I quite like if we go out to the weekly charts. Actually, let's go to a daily chart first of all. On the daily chart, if I put the trend lines on, it's got a nice trend line around here, depending on where you want to draw it. But if I draw it from about here, we've got a nice trend line across these lows. It's breached it slightly, but markets do breach. It's not an exact science. So we have got that down there. We've got divergences again on the 4-hour charts down here. Down here, so we've got divergences in play down here on the dollar yen. And if I then go to the much higher time frame on the weekly chart, we've got this trend line way up here, and I really quite like this because it's almost like it is an inverted head and shoulders type pattern in play. But I would ultimately like to see the dollar yen work its way up to this trend line up here, and that's way up at, wherever it's at 116s at the moment. The 50 period moving average is moving up, and it's going to be crossing up through the 200 in the coming weeks, unless the dollar yen really sells off. Then it will just flatten off and then curl down. So at the moment, the trajectory of the 50 period moving average on the weekly charts suggests that it's going to continue in that vein. So that's why I'm looking for upside resolutions. That with the support, the trendline support on the daily, plus divergences. So I'm looking for long side plays on dollar yen. So I'm looking short side on euro dollar and long side on dollar yen. Could the dollar yen plunge lower, make a new low here this afternoon, and then reverse? Yes, it could. So again, if the yen plunges lower, I'll be standing back. But if I see it reverse, then I'll be looking to get long. So those are my my two key markets that I'm trading. There, I know, and before any of you say that they are very often inversely correlated, and so I'm well aware of that as well. But the euro dollar I wouldn't be looking for necessarily as much as the dollar yen. So we shall see. So that's what I'm up to with the dollar yen. So I'm looking for any excuse basically after the news. If the yen was to fire up, then I'll be looking for excuses to get some units in on the dollar yen. Likewise, if the euro fires down, I'm looking for excuses to get short. Now, as far as the pound dollar is concerned, we had that key reversal day yesterday. So that's where a market makes a new high, then closes below the low of the previous day. So it's a key reversal day here yesterday. So I'm still looking for more downside on this pound dollar. You can see I've got some old trend lines on here. Let's take that one off. I'll leave that one on for the time being. We've got this trend line down here, so I'd be looking for the pound to work its way down to this trend line down here. It broke this trend channel that it was in yesterday, and so I'm looking for it to come down to at least this trend line anyway. But still, when I look at the higher time frames of the pound, I'm still, and bear in mind, both with the pound dollar and the euro dollar, I'm still actually bullish overall in the longer term still on those markets. It's just that I see that potential at the moment for some retracements. Okay, I better not talk anymore. I've just realized I'm 8 minutes in doing all this analysis and we haven't even started the trading element yet. So I'll press pause for now, back just before 1:30. Okay, so we've got just back and we've got about 10 seconds or so to go, and then we're going to see how these markets react. So I don't have to necessarily do anything straight away. I was just saying to the guys in the trading room, don't have to do anything straight away, but let's just see what happens here. So news is out, it's gone short, so it's gone down. So I'm going to be looking to short this. I'm already short. Okay, I've got 1 unit off there at 47. 1 unit off at 47. 47 short. 47 short. Dollar yen's up. So I'll be looking to get longs off on the dollar yen as well. I'm already long this morning with the guys in the room anyway. So I've got short at 47 at the moment on the euro dollar. So short at 47. And the dollar yen's flown up. So I'm going to still be looking to get more positions off if we get retracements. So let's have a quick look. We have got 209,000 on the payrolls. Let's have a look and see what the I can't see what was the average hourly earnings came in line. Right, okay. So they came in line. Right, okay. But it was 209,000 that came, the non-farm payrolls. So I've got a little bit of a breather here. So I'm just going to take a quick look at the dollar yen. Dollar yen's having a Yes, 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 yes. It's like something out of When Harry Met Sally. That's what's happening on the dollar yen at the moment. Yes, here it comes. Sorry, I'm just having a laugh with the guys in the trading room at the moment because that dollar yen has been one to watch. But anyway, we're looking to try and get long on the dollar yen. Um, um, More long. I'm already long, so I will be looking to do that. So just bear with me. I'm just going to press pause for a second, just while I'm trying to multitask and place other orders on other platforms. So just bear with me for a second. Okay, so it's come back up again. I want another unit in there on the euro dollar. So shorted again on the euro dollar. I'm putting my stops up above, yeah, above the 118.80 area. So up in this zone, call it 85, above the break depth from where we've broken down. So I better put those stops in just in case. We're getting reversals, so let's get my stops in place. Let's press pause while I'm doing that. Okay, so stops are in place. I've put the stops up at 118.85. I don't know if that's quite right, but it should be okay. It's either that or 90. If I go to an hourly chart, then at 118.85, oh, that's not quite right. Yeah, probably. Okay, I see where it is on this chart. It just looks different here to on eSignal. But anyway, at the moment, I've got the 2 units off on that, and I'm stalking the dollar yen at the moment off screen. So I'm just waiting to see if I can get a unit on the dollar yen. I'm already long dollar yen from way down one 110.12 this morning. So and it's up at 110.55 at the moment. So I'm now just looking to see if it can pull back to around about 110.50, and I'll add another unit into the dollar yen. I don't have to, but I want to, and I could definitely wait until Monday to add more positions in there. But so let's quickly have a look at the dollar yen whilst the euro's doing this. So this is what I'm looking at on the dollar yen. So I'm looking for around about 110.50 towards the outer bands here. Oh, good for you, Pasty. Sorry, I'm just talking to the guys in the trading room at the moment. Someone was already short on cable, so that's benefited them. So the dollar yen, just looking for a little bit more of a pullback if it can do it. It doesn't matter. It's not the end of the world, because if the dollar yen runs away from me, I'm already long it, like I was already short the euro. But it'd still be nice if the dollar yen can get there, and it might still do it again later or whatever. But and if it doesn't, if it runs away from me, there'll still be opportunities coming into next week. Sometimes it feels like, oh, market's running away from you, and yet it quite often will come back again the following week or whatever. So anyway, let's see if I can get a pullback. I'll watch this dollar yen for a bit here. Let's have a look. Go back and have a look at the euro dollar. So euro dollar's come off again. So we've got all the momentum. I was saying to the guys in the trading room, everything was lined up today for the news. For the momentum was all lined up to the downside on the euro dollar. The momentum was lined up to the upside on the dollar yen. So it just had all the boxes ticked today. Sometimes we sit here on key news days and it's a bit of a mismatch, the way the price action's been and the momentum is. But today, across all the time frames, the momentum was certainly lined up for this move to the downside. So it made it easier for me to just jump on board as it was coming down and just try and get in. So it's now just a case of seeing if these markets can hold. But like I went through with the analysis earlier on, the euro's had a good run down here. Just have a quick look on my charts off screen. It's had a decent run down. It's hit some support. It's hit yesterday's low, and it's bounced a bit. But this is still, to me, this is going to be a swing trade anyway. It's not live. It's live trading, but it's really going to be a swing trade. So I'm not going to be banking profits here this afternoon on this. But nevertheless, it's still doing quite well at the moment. It's now just a case of sitting back and seeing how we go. So is it possible I could still get some more units in? Yeah, I can still get some more units in. And let's go back and have a look at the dollar yen. Okay, so I'm still looking for this 110.50 zone as a, as an excuse to get long. It's not to say that it. Here it goes. So let's let's just change this to dollar yen. There we go. Right. Okay, there's another unit just gone long there, guys. Dollar yen. So just gone long there, dollar yen at 50. But again, but the dollar yen, I've got to have my stop right the way down. So that's a 70 pip stop on the dollar yen. So I'm got my stop right down at 109.80. But that needs to be a bigger stop on that. It's a bigger swing with bigger prospects. So the one thing that I've covered off a lot with you today here on this video, something a little bit different to what I normally do, is giving you all that analysis today. But I just thought it was just I wanted to run through all of this analysis with you today. So anyway, we shall see how it now goes. So I've got that unit in there as well. I'll get that stop in place. I'm just getting my stops sorted out off screen. 109.80. Right, okay, so let's give you a screenshot here of where we're at the moment. I can't show you everything because I am in another swing, and that swing I don't necessarily want to show you. But let's have a look. So this is where we're at the moment. These are the entries that I've got on the euro dollar, and these are the entries I've got on the dollar yen. Okay, so this is where we're at currently with where prices are. So we shall now see what's going to happen now. The euro's bouncing, yen's coming back, but the news has been, dollar positive. Can the dollar hold on to these gains? And the market participants start to say, do you know what? Yeah, the dollar is a bit oversold and it's due a bounce, and so therefore a retracement in the euro dollar and a move up on the dollar yen. So good moves initially, and now it's just a case of watching how these play out. So I'll press pause for a bit, and we'll come back and see how these play out for, in a bit of time. In a bit of time, you know what I mean. Okay, just back. So on the we've had this nice rundown, as you can see, on the euro dollar. It's now 2 o'clock, so we've got the hourly candles of locked in. That's the euro dollar. Let's go to the actually, can you see this clear enough? Probably. Let's make that a bit clearer. And then if we've got the dollar yen, we've had this fantastic up move. We got in at 110.50, remember? So plus the other units, then it's all running basically up about, currently up as it stands from these positions today, around about 900 and best part of 600. So about £1,500 so far today. But there's still potential for more because I'm not cashing these in. So I'm looking for more upside on the dollar yen and downside on the euro dollar. So we've had that nice closes there on the hourly bars. There's potential to put more shorts in even as I'm looking at this, but I don't want to just get. Doesn't matter how confident you have in a trade, you still have to respect your risk management. And so I'm in both euro and dollar yen, so I always have to respect my risk management on my trades as well. So I'll probably just wait for the time being before doing anything else. So there you go. So a bit of a different live video today. So we've done some live trading, but you've got a bit of analysis from me there today as well. So a bit of a different mix. So the euro is going to be playing around, as we can see here, and so is the dollar yen. But they have had those downside breaks. They've come down into support zones, so it's not surprising to see some bounces. But what I'll be looking for going into next week is for the euro to, after any bounces, to go lower, and for the dollar yen to go higher. I will leave that with you. Have a great weekend. See you next week.